Despite being barely 2 months into 2025, people are already looking forward to movies coming in 2026, and I totally get it. There are lots of movies coming out in that year that seem very interesting, either because they are unique stories or they're part of an existing popular franchise. When it comes to the latter, one of the most anticipated films is Shrek 5, and recently, we got our first teaser for the upcoming film, and it was... Well, let's just get into it, I guess. So, there's no sugarcoating it. The teaser has gotten a disastrous reception from basically everyone, or at the very least, a majority of them. There are many reasons I can point to, but the main thing that people are talking about with this teaser is just how different Shrek looks. Compared to previous iterations, most, if not all of us, were at least shocked to see him and the other supporting characters look the way they do. Personally, I did find the new design of Shrek a tad unsettling at first. Even right now, after accepting it, I still find it somewhat uncanny with the character designs featuring more fine, realistic details while somehow looking more cartoony. They do look more Disney and Pixar-esque than ever before. Although, as someone who has always liked Pixar's character designs, I cannot say that Shrek looks bad. It definitely takes some time getting used to it. Tweaks to the head shape and proportions can go a long way in making the new art style more palatable for people. It doesn't require a drastic Sonic level redesign to make Shrek look good in the new art style. So as much as I find the new designs rather uncanny, I do think over time, I and everyone else will probably get used to it. I mean, I've always found the look of Shrek kind of unsettling anyway. The characters in the previous Shrek films kind of always fall into that uncanny valley for me. Now, I get that the realistic human proportions and designs of the previous Shrek movies are intentionally made that way as a part of the overall critique of how fantasy characters look in movies, especially in Disney films at the time. Also, while it is kind of unsettling, it is something that I got used to seeing, which is why I still like the Shrek films overall, and why I'll probably like this upcoming one too. Although, I've always felt like DreamWorks could have done the fairy tale parody design better, which is exactly what they did with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Honestly, the biggest disappointment with this teaser is how DreamWorks dropped the ball with adopting that same art style. The art style of The Last Wish is one of the reasons why it's pretty much my favorite Shrek-related movie to date, and one of my favorite animated films, period. That art style is different and new, and it serves well with the premise of the movie focusing on classic fairy tales. What's so annoying about this is that DreamWorks doesn't have a great reason to not use it. My guess is they believe that the standard 3D art style that Pixar, Disney, and Illumination uses will bring in a bigger audience, but you can still bring in large audiences with different animation styles. Now, the art style of Shrek 5 is definitely something that I do think fans are overblowing into a bigger problem than it actually is. Although, I personally think the bigger offense is how the teaser tries to make pop culture references right at the beginning. I get that Shrek has always made pop culture references, but this bit here definitely rings very hollow for me and for most people it seems. It really felt like DreamWorks was trying to make us remember all the Shrek memes that ran rampant on the internet throughout the 2010s, and admittedly, there could have been a way for them to make references like this and capture our attention through our nostalgia in a good way. Maybe they could have put in a bit more effort and created a parody of those memes and have Shrek and Donkey react to those. But instead, they basically just used the same tired memes and did not even bother to change it. It felt like a sloppy copy and paste editing job that I usually do when I used to post video memes on YouTube. As critical as I am with the cringy, hollow pop culture references though, I can somewhat excuse it knowing that the teaser was released much earlier than expected. Shrek 5 is supposed to come out in December 2026, which is about 22 months away from now. In fact, the co-director of the film confirmed that the teaser was supposed to come out towards the end of this year. It was only released now because of the Zendaya casting leak. With this in mind, it's extremely likely what happened is that DreamWorks panicked and they demanded for a teaser to be released ASAP to get ahead of the leaks. This resulted in a teaser that felt very rushed and revealed very little information about the film itself, apart from how it looks and when it takes place. In a way, what this essentially means is we should take what we see here with a grain of salt. 22 months is still plenty of time for the film to get ready, and odds are, DreamWorks will improve the film significantly by the time it officially comes out. Overall, While the first look at Shrek 5 is not what I expected, I am still interested in seeing the movie. Knowing how inconsistent DreamWorks is when it comes to the quality of their films, I feel like it's rather pointless to have any expectations for the quality of Shrek 5, especially at this point. I guess the silver lining for DreamWorks is that the teaser definitely dropped everyone's expectations for the film way down low, so the room for them to impress people has definitely increased significantly. Of course, this is just what I think of Shrek 5 and DreamWorks at this point. If you have any thoughts you would like to express, feel free to write them down in the comments below. And please give this video a like, and subscribe for more content like this. With all that said, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all have a great day. See you in the next one.